Hi, I'm Tyler Bishop, and today we're going to be digging into some of the reports inside of Search Console just a little bit further. Today I'm going to take you inside of Google Search Console to better understand where traffic is increasing or decreasing, and specifically what queries and what pages have been affected, whether it's an algorithm update or something that you may have done to your site to cause a loss in website traffic, specifically organic traffic. So you can see here I've logged into Google Search Console, and you'll have to navigate from your overview screen to performance. And once you navigate here, you'll get this screen, and by default, it's usually set to 3 months. You can choose to see your average CTR, your average position, but today I'm going to focus mainly on clicks and impressions. Impressions are how many times you're appearing for different searches inside of Google's search results. And then the clicks are how many times your results were actually clicked. So how many times did you actually get users or visitors from those search results? So let's start with looking at basically the traffic to our website. So right now I'm looking at my total clicks, and I may want to compare, let's say I'm seeing a decrease in traffic in the last 7 days. So I'm going to go to compare. I'm going to compare the last 7 days to the previous 7 days, and I'm going to click apply. Now I can go over here and I can see I have my clicks highlighted up at the top. I want to deselect everything else so that I can see the difference. And now what I can do is I can sort by difference. So I can see the terms that I have gained on the most. So pew pew in this case, or HMU, or loud slang. These are all different terms that now I am getting more traffic for. So you can see this one specifically, maybe a page that I've added. I had 0 traffic or 0 visitors from search results the previous 7 days, and in the most recent one, 455. So this is the search query where I've gained the most traffic. Now, if I flip this and click this again, I can see where I've lost the most. So POV, I'm guessing it's an abbreviation for point of view. So you can see 7 days prior to my current 7 days, I had 1,648 visitors. And in the last 7 days, only 813. So I've lost a pretty good amount of traffic. I don't know if this is seasonality or maybe I've lost some rankings here, but I can find out. So what I can do here is I can select query, and I can select POV. And now I can actually go into pages. So I can check to see if the difference in terms of pages, I have the same difference here. So in this case, I do. So you can see this is probably the page right here, POV meaning dash definition. So I've got, quite a bit less here. So you can see in the previous 7 days, 2,700 basically views to this page and 1,800 in the last 7 days. So it's not just the word POV that's driving it. There's probably other queries that are driving here as well. So I may want to see, did I actually lose rankings, or is there something else maybe that's causing this? So what I can do now is I can take this URL and I can put it inside of here and select page. And I'm just going to select POV meaning. And you can see I've got this one here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to deselect clicks. I'm going to select impressions. And so you can see here that I have a pretty big difference in terms of impressions, but I'm actually getting more impressions now than I was the previous 7 days. So in this case, I've 3,700 more search impressions than I did the week before. So I'm getting less traffic, but I'm showing up in search results more. So now I might want to pry even further and look at my average position here. So I deselect impressions, go down to position, and in fact, I've lost about 1 ranking position. So on average, you can see in the last 7 days, I rank about 4.3. So I'm showing up around the 4th result, maybe the 5th result in some cases. And previously I was the 3rd result. So that 0.5 difference may be accounting for partially the number of clicks. So even though I'm showing up in search results more times, or this page is showing up more times as we saw in the impressions previously, I'm still getting less clicks. And one other thing I might want to check here is if I'm experimenting with different titles or meta headlines or something, or meta descriptions or title headlines, I may want to check my CTR, because this is one of the biggest differences that we see here. This could be because of the ranking position, or maybe it's something that I'm testing specifically. Maybe I've changed my title or my meta description, but previously my CTR was 1.8% and now it is 1.2. So that's a 0.6 difference. So that one ranking position may be what's accounting for this, but it also could be the fact that maybe I've changed something. So it is something that I should probably pry into a little bit further. And you can always take this sort of thing a step further. You can look at specifically what impressions you are showing up for quite a bit more. So I can see specific to a page, this page is getting quite a bit more impressions right now than it was the previous 7 days. So I may want to see specifically what queries this page is ranking for. So I'm just going to grab a chunk of this right here, go over here to my filter and select page. And I'm going to paste my page right in here, click done. Now I'm going to go to queries. So I can see the difference here in this, and it may lead me to wonder what specific queries and things along those lines may be driving that. I can go and look at my queries, and I could try to use some of the terms that I know are here, like BWW here. So I can run that in. So I'm not sure if it's one of these or not, but it could be because I can see these additional terms. So if this is my site, I probably have a better idea of whether or not that's the case. You can see the differences here. In fact, in many of these cases, these have seen fewer impressions week over week. So this is a really great way to compare different search queries and basically where your traffic is coming from. If you've lost traffic, the best way to really objectively understand where things have gone is to understand whether or not these things are essentially the result of an algorithm update, and if so, is it because you've lost rankings? Is it because there's a rich snippet appearing at the top of search results now and there wasn't before? Is it a specific behavior? Is it that people just simply aren't looking at your site the way that they used to? You can see in this case, the 7 day over 7 day difference here is largely on desktop. On mobile, there's actually an uptick in terms of total traffic. 7 days over 7 days. So these are all things that you can look at to basically better understand where traffic has been gaining and where traffic has been declining. And this is very, very important for websites to understand, because oftentimes some of the worst decisions sites will make are directly related to this material. I want to thank you for joining another episode of Ezoic Explains.